Hello guys, this is our second tutorial on Blender 4.1 and today we are going to look at some of the options or the buttons that we need to use while modeling our item or our model, how to edit it, how to go to the edit mode, how to move, scale, rotate, and these things. So let's get started. The first thing is our toolbar here. We have our toolbar. If you don't see your toolbar, please press the T button on your keyboard and you'll see the toolbar appear. The first one is because now we are in object mode, so we can change our mood as well. If we want to edit, for example, the boxes or the cube is selected, so we go to edit mode and then we can edit this cube. Okay, so we have this cube and we right click and subdivide it around 5. Okay, so by having clicked this tweak button, we can just click and hold and move our object or mesh or cube, whatever you say. The second one is select box. It means that if we have lots of items, so we just click and drag like a box. It's box selection tool. We have circle selection tool. For example, if there are for example, we have multiple faces, we click this circle selection and like this, and once done we will press the enter button or right click. Also we have this select lasso tool. It's like freehand selection. For example, we can go something like this or something like this or anything that we want. For example, I want to select these 2 faces or these 4 faces or 6 faces. Yeah, so this is how it works. We also have this cursor tool. While selecting this one, we can move our cursor point to any location that we want. For example, I want to move it here, and when I add a new mesh or something, it will directly place it where our cursor is. So for example, I move the cursor here and add a cylinder, or move it here, add a plane. So this is what the cursor does. This is the move tool. We activate this one. So we have 3 axes in 3D designing programs or 3D modeling animation programs. This is the Z axis for the top. This is the Y axis and this is the X axis. The red one is X axis, the green one is the Y axis, and the blue one is the Z axis. For example, if we go to front view by pressing the 1 on numpad key, we'll go to front view and we can see that it shows Z is top and bottom. This is positive Z and this is negative Z. Y negative because we are on the front face. And also we have negative Y and positive Y. This is positive X and negative X. So we have these 3 axes and they have one more face, the negative face. So we have this rotate option. For example, we click this one and we rotate it to X axis, or we rotate it to Y axis, or we can also rotate it to Z axis. We have this scale option. We scale it to Z axis, or we can scale it to X axis or also to the Y axis. But if we want, for example, to move it from the center or rotate it from the center, so For example, I click at the center without being on top of any axis line, without being on top of any axis line. We can just click on our item or mesh and rotate it. We can also do this for scaling. For example, I don't need to go to y-axis. I don't need to go to y-axis, z-axis, or x-axis. I'll just simply click here and move my mouse. So we'll have this sphere or ecosphere scaled. We have this transform. Transform is for moving the objects. For example, we have this transform. It's basically a combination of all our activities or actions. For example, move, rotate, and scale. If we click here, we can see that it has everything. This is to move the object, this is to scale the object, and this is to rotate the object. So this transform button, we can say that it's a collection of the three activities that we can do in Blender: move, rotate, and scale. Okay. So this one is annotation. If you, for example, I'm working on something and I want to have something written as a note or something. So I'll just click here, for example, make a mug. Yep. So I made this one. Also, if we click here, I'm sorry, I forgot that these buttons, they also have some other options, not these ones. This one, the scale. The scale gauge is used for any object. When we, for example, if we click here, so it will show that this cube is collected or fixed in this gauge. So for example, if I click here and scale it, so it will move our cube, or scale our cube. It will scale our cube to that size. For example, I want to scale it here, or I want to scale it on, suppose, x-axis. Or I click here and scale it to y-axis. So this is the scale gauge. In annotation, we have annotation line or annotate line. In annotate, we have annotate line. It's used, for example, that if we want to highlight something or draw something on our screen. For example, I want to make a floor plan for a house or a company or a building, for a house or a building that I'm planning to make the model in 3D. This is annotate polygon. I click here, so this is something like we go on polygon. We press enter, and also we have annotate eraser. We had these annotations and now we want to remove the annotation, or yep, this is like an eraser.